Hi guys, we're going to make today's video super fast. We're going to learn how to draw a stem and leaf plot and how to read a stem and leaf plot, and that's pretty much it. Everything else we need to know for tonight's homework, we're going to be learning during our live session, or you already learned in your live session. So let's get started. So stem and leaf plot is just an alternate way to write out the data that we're given. When you're doing a stem and leaf plot, you're making like a table. It's kind of like a T-chart, but notice that like the second part is like way longer than the first part. In a stem and leaf plot, this part is called the stem. And then over here are the leaves. In the stem column, you're going to write the number from the tens place. And then in the leaves column, you're going to write the number from the ones place. Okay. And then it's just going to be like a list of numbers. It's a little bit more vertical. It's kind of nice because you can really easily find like where the majority of the numbers are. You can find, is it leaning towards the smaller numbers? Is it leaning towards the bigger numbers? Is there a nice even spread? And things like that. You do want to put them in numerical order when you're putting them into the stem and leaf plot. So you want to like pick and choose and not just go in the order that they're written in. So looking at my numbers, the smallest number that I have is 20. And so the number from the tens place is the 2. So I'm going to put a 2 underneath my stem. Now for the stem, you only write the number from the tens place once. So I'm going to write the number 2 once. And then in the leaves position, I'm going to write all of the numbers that happened in the 20s. So I do have this number 20. And so the ones place from 20 is 0. And then I do have a second 20. So now the 2 is already written down. So I'm not going to write that again. But I do need to write a second number 0 to denote that I have 2 number 20s. All right. I also have a 23. So I'm going to write the number 3. And I have a 25. So I'm going to write the number 5. Okay. Now I've exhausted my 20s. So now I can very clearly see I have 4 numbers that are somewhere in the 20s. So next I'm going to move up to my 30s. So I'm going to put a 3 for the stem. That's my tens place. And the only number I have in the 30s is 32. So I have a 3 in the stem, and then I'll put a 2 in the leaves. Moving up, next I can do my 40s. I put a 4 for the stem, and then we have a 0 for the leaf. And then over here, also from the stem of 4, we have a 1 for the leaf. And that's it. When you're reading this, again, you read the number from the stem as the tens number, and then the other numbers as the ones place. So this would be 23, right? So you're reading it with both numbers in mind. Again, this gives us a nice visual so that we can see that these numbers, are trending more towards the 20s. The 30s and the 40s are a little bit far away from where the other numbers are. We can also very easily find our mode, right? Because we've got these 2 zeros together right here. So my mode would be 20 because I have 2 number 20s. We can count to the middle if we need to. When you're counting from the middle, it gets a little confusing because you're counting in different directions and you have to kind of sneak around. So it's not the easiest thing to do, but you could do it if you needed to. And so just everything that we learned yesterday, you can also do with the stem and leaf plot. All right, guys, I think that's it for today. Tomorrow, we're going to learn about drawing box and whiskers. And so I will see you then.